But make them connect. You have good pictures in here, the images, but you have to make the information connect. Don't be so generalized. Because I could look at what you put in this slide for anyone, and it'll make sense, but it's not giving me any details on your topic. So if all you need to do is go in there, like you just said, people want to make a change. We remember people like Martin Luther King Jr. and Rosa Parks, who, made huge statements, and they led marches, and you could even put a little bullet, Martin Luther King's famous for the Selma, walking across Selma.
I'm about to ask you.
Whatever the example is, you're telling me about it, so I can say, okay, and how did that go toward change?
Yeah.
What did that make people do?
So Xavier, for this one we gotta. So should we bullet point it too, or should we just write it in sentences to more explain it and what they did?
Well, you have to decide. So say it's your slide, right? And you're like, oh, I'm putting this down, and you can do sentences. That's fine. You're like, I can better explain it that way instead of doing on the spot when you do your recording, right? And he's like, oh, I got this because he said he's good at doing bullet points, and he'll kind of go off on that and fill in the extra details. That's fine. It's up to you.
Yeah.
But then I'm going to go down to, this is the impacts of reaction. There were short and long-term impacts, right, of the civil rights movement. What was the short, immediate impact?
What was the impact?
I mean, how did society handle it?
They didn't handle it well at first because they just didn't agree with it.
Right. There was. We had lots of tension. We had people resisting protest. Right. So that was the short term because it took a lot of work. Do we do that now?
No.
What's the long term effects of all that?
What's the long-term effect of what?
Of the civil rights movement.
Oh, that people get their freedom or whatever.
Right. Well,
Treated
right.
fairly.
We're looking for equality, right?
Yeah.
So they found it. They stopped the segregation. And some of that, you can't do that anymore. It was legalized segregation. Now the long term is, even to date, we cannot discriminate and treat people like
Now
that,
we're
right?
friends with Xavier.
Well, so that's all I'm looking for, because the impacts are going to show immediate short term what happened and what they had to do, and the long term, right? It was pretty rough in the streets, different things that they had to do, and thankfully we don't do that for 50, 60, 70 years, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So the long term impact is still lasting, and we see it every day. So it's just getting those details that tell me not just, oh, this happened and we're good now. And then you have the essential question. This is the last part I want to tell you guys. The world reacted to this change of inequality by marching, protesting, etc. So your EQ, I'm going to put it on here for you real quick. So I did with someone else. So just as a reminder, okay? Your EQ is how does the world react to change, right? And it's not just, you're connecting it. You're not just going to answer, oh, the world reacts differently to change. How did they react when segregation laws, when everything got desegregated?
Yeah.
How did they react?
How do they react to when they
when they say, okay, we're going to make an amendment to this, and
the people were mad and not used to change because they were used to everything being segregated.
Right.
So it took time to adapt or whatever.
Okay, so there you go. How did they react? Not immediately. There wasn't an immediate fix, right? It was there you go. See, and that's perfect. If you put that in there, you're going to tell me exactly why.
Yeah.
And you can tell both sides. Okay, and how did the people react that got the freedom and equality they wanted? How did they react? Did they sit down and say, all right, cool, we're good?
No.
Yes.
Yeah,
but
they it was said that they got it, but they didn't feel like they had it still.
Right. So even as they got that, what did they feel they still had to do?
There's still more change that needs to be happening.
Right. So it was kind of a catalyst that got it going, propelled
because
forward.
the government can say something, but if they don't enact it or the people don't agree with it, they're still gonna take time to really be effective.
Right. And that's all. That's it. Bullet that out right there, and you have that.
And it just went through.
Yeah, you guys have the general idea, but getting those details, like I said, on the social and cultural change, where you just kind of generalized, when there's change, people act differently. Well, yeah, but make it